Hello everyone, it's Elizabeth from shockinglyme.com. I'm really hoping that what they say about third time's a charm works because this will be the third time I've tried to record this video today. The first, great job, amazing job, actually probably the best one, but all you could hear was the pond and the guys across the way who are doing, I think they're reconstructing a driveway. The second one was not quite as good, but I used headphones thinking it would work, and then all you could hear was a little whisper of my voice, which realistically, a little whisper of my voice is probably better than like the full squeak, but here we are. But keep that in mind, that I've told you something, I've given you a fact, I've presented it as a fact, and we're going to talk about it later, so just bookmark that. Speaking of bookmarks, today's book review is Deception by Denise Mina. And if you don't know anything about Denise Mina, you can check her website, which is Denise, DenisseMina.com. She's a Scottish author and playwright. She even did a little bit of comic dabbling. Writing. She wrote 13 issues of Hellblazer, not to be confused with Hellboy. Those are two different things. At least I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, someone will correct me. It's the internet. So this book was written in 2003. I'm going to read you a little bit about it, and then I will tell you my thoughts. And given the fact that this will be the 9th time I'm reading it today, everyone keep your fingers and paws crossed that I do better. Don't mind me while I hold it up to my face, since I don't have contacts or glasses on. Glasses to reduce the reflective glare, and then I just didn't put my contacts in today. So we're winging it. We're free eyeballing it. Even as he watches her being led into jail in handcuffs, Lachlan Harriott refuses to believe his wife Susie is guilty of murder. Yes, as his court-appointed psychologist, Susie worked closely with Andrew Gow, the paroled serial killer. And yes, she was found covered in blood near the spot where the authorities discovered the bodies of Gow and his new wife, Donna. Still, Susie is no killer, Lachlan thinks. She's my wife. She's our child's mother. Together, he believes they've built the ideal life. Lovely home, adored young daughter, every outward sign of emotional and material well-being. But secrets lurk behind closed doors, a dark truth made chillingly clear when, frantic to clear Susie's name, Lachlan searches her home office for proof of her innocence. In one small room, he discovers an entire secret history. Transcripts, newspaper articles, recordings, a whole bunch of stuff. And that's kind of where the plot twist happens, in the sense that as Lachlan, the main character, who I have wishy-washy feelings about, is describing all of these things he's finding, he's taking notes because he wants to prove his wife is innocent. So he's taking notes, he's making entries, he's also capturing that while his wife is in jail, he's taking care of their daughter, he's talking to the nanny, he's talking to her aunt. So he documents these things, and what this novel is Denise Mina finds a laptop and it has this story and she puts it out into the world, or maybe he puts it out into the world. I wasn't 100% clear on that. But it becomes a bestseller and he makes a butt ton of money on this piece of work. And that is one of the reasons why I rated this book 4 as opposed to like 3.5 or 4 stars. Because it calls into question one of my favorite things to question, also can be found in Dracula. Is this a reliable narrator? Is Lachlan really, and by the way, if I'm saying Lachlan wrong, I am not Scottish. Please correct me. I love to learn. But it calls into question whether or not Lachlan is a reliable narrator. And Dracula, which is, I think, on that shelf, maybe that one. No, it's that one. I loved Dracula. I loved reading it. I loved questioning. This is all wrong, by the way. I've done this completely out of order. but I'm going with it because third time's a charm. It's Friday the 13th. It's literally my lucky day. One of the days of the year that like I've always been lucky is Friday the 13th. So we're going with it. So yes, Dracula is an epistle. Of course, leave it to this one that I just committed to posting no matter what, that I butcher the word, is an epistolary tale, and it's written in journal entries, letters, notes, documentation of that kind, but it's all from the characters' perspectives. It's not from the author's perspective. So, do you think, I don't know if everyone's read Dracula, I personally liked it a lot until I got to the ending, and then I wanted to resurrect Bram Stoker and punch him directly in the face because the ending killed me. But that's if you believe that that's what happened. These people have just gone on this epic journey, and that's what they wrote the ending to be. Do we believe them? I don't know. I believe that Jonathan Harkin saw some creepy man crawling down a building, because that has still given me, I still get heebie-jeebies thinking about that. In fact, I'll have a nightmare later. You're all welcome. But it calls into question, is he a reliable narrator? Is Lucy and Mina, like, are they reliable narrators? So in this case, what really hits the heart, or at least the brain cells for me, it hit my brain cells. Not a lot hits my heart. Definitely hit my brain cells. Was, is he a reliable narrator? The conclusions that he comes to about his wife and her behavior, and whether or not he thinks she's innocent or guilty, or whether or not he thinks that she's involved in any way, all of those things that he questions while it's being questioned in trial, things he's questioning, he writes about, and he forms an opinion based on some evidence and based on things that are going on in his life and knowing his wife. And it really makes you wonder, like, is this really it? Did I come to this conclusion about her guilt or innocence based on his facts? Or were there other things that I saw in, like, the quote unquote hard evidence, which are the articles? Like, because you're reading an article, you can form your own opinion, but as you're reading it through his lens, you have to keep that in mind. At least I think you should. So if you like a book that will pull at your brain strings and really force you to come to your own conclusions, or if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to read it, it's going to be an okay book. I'd say, again, like that 3.5 star, but I like that. I'm currently reading another book, not to digress, and I'm not going to ruin it. It's a true crime book. It's not the next book review I'm going to do, the one after that. And I will say this, I do not necessarily agree with her being incarcerated, yes, but what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not necessarily agreeing with her conviction, in the sense that, like, I don't really know if we had enough to definitely put her in jail, but I will definitely say that I feel strongly she's involved in her husband's death. And by death, I mean murder. And by murder, I mean murder and embodiment. We'll talk about that. Because I keep getting distracted. I just want to talk about true crime. But the reason, because I lost my first train of thought, so yes, I gave this book 3.5, 4 stars because I like to kind of pull at those things, pull at those threads and see what comes out. So if you're into that, I would say read it. It's also, and this kind of loops into the crime thing, I'm currently on a true crime book kick at the moment, but this, and I'm going to say it wrong, so everyone just buckle up and then fix me later, is a tartan noir. Actually, I don't know if this is tartan noir, but Denise Mina is known for writing tartan noir, and if you're wondering what that is, I always think of it as the plaid, but it's a very specific genre of Scottish writers, because I did forget to say this takes place in Scotland. She's Scottish. And it's crime that is specific or woven with, now I'm going to butcher it, but it's a crime novel, noir, with the Scottish flair of Scottish culture and Scottish things, and it blends together, and that's where you get tartan noir from, at least according to the internet, which I think is fabulous. So yes, And where I told you, because I was so excited to like tell you, oh, I've done this video 3 times, like each one is different, one's better than the other, that's my opinion. It ties into this particular story only in the sense of, again, am I a reliable narrator? Do you find me believable? Do you think that I would post one that's not as good as maybe another one? Do you think I did a better job when no one was looking? Like, that's why I love it, because it makes you question things. I love books that are epistolary form. I love things that pull at the threads. It's why I love true crime. And on Friday the 13th, my lucky day, we're definitely embracing it. So if you're into any of those things, I highly suggest reading Deception by Denise Mina. Layla also agrees with me because she sneezed. I have another book that is true crime, 2 book reviews from now. I have one in the middle that's completely unexpected. But if you like reading about crime, even if it's not true, or murder, mayhem, or anything suspenseful, thriller-like, murdery, creepy, feel free to come over to shockinglyme.com. We have, and I can't remember if I just explained this or not, so pardon me, but we have 1 new short story a month scheduled between now, which is May 2022, through at least January of 2023. So that's a couple of months. I can't do math. It's a couple of months worth of stories for you. And other than that, I hope everyone has a lovely, lovely, lovely day. And it's chaotic here, so go enjoy your chaos. Be your own chaos demon. Goodbye.